What is going on, everyone? My name is Drew Spencer with the React and Attack Football Podcast, where we try and go over NFL content from all 32 teams every single day. And boy, oh boy, there's always something going on in the NFL world. And if you like what you hear, make sure to like and subscribe. And let's go. And it seems the injuries just keep piling on for the 49ers. Every damn time I finish one of these, it just seems that I checked. There's some new news. And I alluded to it a bit about it the other day about Brock Purdy and his toe injury. Well, now we know more. Brock Purdy is expected to miss the next 2 to 5 weeks with turf toe. An injury that, on the outside perspective, seems kind of tame. It's not. Uh, it can ruin people's athleticism. In fact, it did derail the career and end up in early retirement for my favorite player in Patrick Willis. So it's a big deal, and it's an injury that we definitely have to monitor. And now John Lynch, he came out and said that it's a week to week thing. Brock Purdy's doing everything in his ability to do the right things, come back. I do not doubt that, and we'll see. But once I heard the news, I did make a quick joke about Kyle Shanahan finally getting his guy in Mac Jones, as that is the backup quarterback for this Niners squad and now the presumed starter moving forward for the next, 2 to 5 weeks, right? And let's just say worst case scenario, because I love it. He's got some tough games coming up, man. I know early in the year when we all do our win and loss predictions, back in July, and we go through with our buddies and we're going through. We're like, yeah, I think we can get 11 wins or so. Well, then the rubber hits the road. Players start dropping like flies, and these are the results, man. And now all of a sudden, this easy stretch of games that the Niners have in this schedule has gone out the wayside because now we are playing massively disadvantaged. And people can point to, well, Kyle Shanahan and his system's very quarterback friendly. It's the reason why you've gotten all these guys to do so well in the past. You guys are going to be fine. Well, my other question about this, though, is that who is he throwing to? Because even before the Brock Purdy injury, we still already had the George Kittle injury. We still already had a Juwan Jennings scare. CMC, he was questionable before the game last week. So is he 100 after coming off multiple injuries? I mean, at the end of the day, man, this isn't the same old, Yak Bros Avengers that Niner fans and the NFL likes to think. And now these main contributors are hurt. So yes, I think Mac Jones can come in and play point guard pretty well for us. And I don't want to bash Mac Jones too much. I think his development was absolutely trashed by the Patriots. His first rookie year, he looked pretty damn good. Had the Patriots in playoff contentions, I think, in the playoffs. Um, Played well. I mean, he had a Pro Bowl. I know that shit doesn't really matter as much anymore, but he played well, man. And then they brought in Joe Judge and Matt Patricia and whatever the hell that was. To be his offensive coordinators, some weird shit like that. I don't know. But my question is for Mac Jones, and besides who is he throwing to, and you know, this is a tough schedule coming up, man. Obviously, we got the Saints in New Orleans. Then we got a division rival in Arizona heading to us. We got Jacksonville coming to us. And then we go on the road to play LA. And if Brock Purdy is not healthy by that time, we have to go to Tampa Bay against a Bucks team that I think is downright dangerous. So, I mean, it's the way of the of the it's just the way of the road, I guess, for the 49ers fans at this point. And like it's hard for me to speak because again, it seems like every time I make a damn video, we're cutting a kicker, we're putting some guy on IR, this guy's missing practice, quarterback's out. What the hell is going on, man? What the hell is going on? Is all I can say. But now I want to talk about the Dolphins, a team that just got egregiously shit slammed for the whole world to see by a team that I touched a bit the other day about with the Colts, that no one anticipated them to be good this year. And yet Miami got throttled by them. Absolute absolute ass kicking by Daniel Jones and the Colts. And I'm perusing around online today and I see that Miami is trying to trade Tyreek Hill, trying to get some offers. What are you going to be getting for Tyreek Hill at this point with this $32 million cap hit? And, you're going to get a fifth? But, you know, they played into this, man, because from all reports from all offseason last year, even the year before, all we keep hearing is that these veterans, these star players, do not give a shit about Mike McDaniel and this operation they got going. Guys are not coming to practice, showing up late, not giving a damn. And you can see that on the football field, man. You can see that on the football field. Because usually when teams are going through like bad seasons, the first thing that I always pick up on, and it's as simple as this, it's their body posture. So often in that game, we saw Tyreek Hill screaming for the ball. We saw Tua basically skulking away because he was playing a horrible game and he damn well knew it. None of these guys seemed locked in. No one seemed to be hustling on these routes, even early in the game when there was still a figment of a chance. I I don't really get it, man. I'm not sure why this isn't working out. I really like Mike McDaniel as a innovative play caller, but whatever is going on, this disconnect with this team, it's crazy. And yeah, sure, you can say, well, they have Miami. It's in Miami. They don't care because there's things to do. There's things to do in every fucking city if you're a multimillionaire. Like, isn't it just because of that? It doesn't help, but no, these guys are checked out because some of these guys got their bag. Hell, some of these guys already got their third bag. And they're just like, it's fine. Miami. Good place to retire, right? That's why this team hasn't done jack shit in like 20 years. Or, well, further than that. But, uh, you know, I, I want to look at this too, man, because the Dolphins do have some stars, right? You know, that's why everyone's been so, or at least a few years ago, so many people were locked in. They traded for Tyreek Hill, drafted another speedster and Jalen Waddle, made a move for Bradley Chubb, got Jalen Ramsey at the time, got and then drafted some nice players like Jalen Phillips, Devon Achan, and you thought speed, 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 man. But yet, this team just continuously showed that they had no tenacity, no fight. And by the time that they get to December, or luckily enough in January for football, it was like taking your Lamborghini and trying to do donuts in 5 feet of snow. You look like an asshole, and it's not going to work. And that's essentially what's going on with Miami. And I look more into this, and I don't know how this fell at the wayside for me, man. I feel like every year there's some GM that does and some team that does some egregious move that we say, oh, this is the worst move This guy sucks. Did you guys know that Chris Greer has been the GM of the Dolphins since 2016? And in that time frame, they've done what? Go to 2 playoff games. I think one with tail end of Ryan Tannehill there, and one with Tua, right? One done. I don't get it, man. And the worst part is that they have a quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa that I think is a leader, man. Uh, Leader this team needs, but he can't be one when he's missing time. And I'm not saying that he's not still around on the sidelines or, you know, reaching out to his players or in the locker room or anything in the facility. I'm just saying that like it's hard to lead by example when you're not able to play. And because of that, you have a quarterback in Tua that I like. He can rip the ball. He has such great anticipation and awareness of what he's trying to do, when he wants to go with it. But the thing is, though, is that if you don't give him an offensive line, he's screwed. Because if he can't sit in the pocket and wait to deliver, and then you ask him to scramble or create, he can't. And when he does, you pray that he slides, because then you're like, oh, gets another concussion. Should he retire? And that's how ridiculous this all is. I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't know. Uh, but I'm just saying, like, if there is that much disconnect here, then you're trying to even move off Tyreek Hill, which is fine, but you're trying to have what, a fire sale? Then I think if you're blowing it all up, probably send Chris Greer with you, Tim. As for other like kind of toxic environments, it's funny, right? Because I'm cruising around online. I have no problem with this kind of thing, because to be an NFL player, to be an athlete in any profession, or just be in like any profession, be damn good at what you do, you have to be ultra competitive, and that means that you believe that you can go up against anyone, any day of the week, and you have a chance to do a better job, beat them in whatever it is. And you don't make it to the NFL without that. You don't make it to anywhere, really, in life without at least having some aspect of that, right? So I have no problem with how this is said, but I do think it's funny. So I see that Jerry Jeudy of the Browns comes out and says, this is disrespected, that we're underdogs to the Ravens and we're going to kick their ass. I'm not even worried. Not even worried about the secondary. For sure, right? That's just normal wide receiver talk, to my opinion, right? Of course. This guy thinks that he can beat his division rival against the corners that are trying to cover him. He's a good player. Yeah. Okay. So why is this big deal? Well, it's a big deal because I think it's really funny that he's saying this in a game where the Browns looked absolutely abysmal against a Bengals team that honestly the Browns should have won. And the biggest problem the Browns had was balls getting tipped off a receiver's hands. Guys dropping things. Yeah, the main points we allude to are the missed field goals. Yeah, of course, because those are the points, but there were no extra points because they weren't catching the damn ball. So, and I get it was just Jerry Jeudy who said this, but it's like, guys, let's take a look ourselves in the mirror, man. The Bengals in week 1, early in September, it seems, are the Bungles, even with Joe Burrow at the helm. They did everything in their power to lose that game, but apparently the Browns just wanted to lose a little bit more. And this is the same shit, man. So I mean, I get it. You gotta pump yourself up, be the ultra competitor. Again, I have nothing wrong with that, but I think it is funny that this Browns team just kind of feels this way. It's like, yeah, you guys are disrespected. You guys have been disrespected my entire existence, and it's not changing until you go out there and prove it. Until you go out there and capitalize. And I know it's another season. Well, why would you care about that? The Browns, they have 5 or 7 quarterbacks on their roster. I'm just kidding, but and there's a whole new look, and it's like, yeah, sure, but like, how many times we have to play rebuild before we just have something fucking stick, man? And it just, I know this is complete tangent, but it's just, I just hear the cockiness of some of these teams in some of these situations. I'm like, guys, chill the fuck out. Focus on what you guys have to do. I don't mind you having that mindset, but what are we doing, man? We're gonna be staying disrespected. And and this is off topic too. And it kind of segues into this with the disrespectful kind of way is that, so I'm looking around and JJ McCarthy won NFC Offensive Player of the Week. And I remember looking at it on my phone. I was like, wait, hold on. Didn't JJ McCarthy have like 140 yards and a pick six? He played one excellent quarter of football. Well, the more and more I looked into it, I was like, well, honestly, man, like there wasn't really as much of a clear cut favorite for anyone in the NFC. Everyone had, guys that I thought were good weren't spectacular or still had their misses. I thought Brock Purdy, for instance, had a good game, but he also threw 2 interceptions and 3 interceptions, so I guess not, right? And then no one ran for over 75 yards in the NFC. No one had, you can maybe argue Baker Mayfield, probably, but I mean, I think he should have won, honestly. But I just remember looking at it and being like, God, what the hell are we doing with this? With giving, and then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? This is JJ McCarthy. That was his first start, and he let it come back to win, and he put it in overdrive to get it done. So instead of being toxic and disrespectful, I decided to say, you know what? I got to include this part in. Shout out to JJ McCarthy, man. Good shit.